everyone, I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co and I'm here doing the challenge today. So what I'm trying to achieve is 200 Canadian dollars here in Canada, and I want to actually make a display room. I've chosen to do a dining room and I've seen this been done many times, but I just wanted the challenge. It kind of stuck in my head watching other ladies doing this, and I just wanted to try it myself. I challenged myself, gave myself $200, and up next is what I did. I hope you enjoy the journey. Hi, I'm Julie. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, tell your friends, write in the comments your favourite part, and I hope that you watch my next video coming up next week, and see you soon. This is Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. Thanks for watching. And challenge begins, and from my 200 I found a table. Got it from Marketplace and it was $40 for the table and 4 chairs, which I thought was a great deal. What I loved about this one is got a farmhouse kind of look to it already, the legs especially of the table. And I also wanted to kind of have chairs that I could change the material on and reupholster it, so this particular set was perfect. So from my $200 I spent $40, so I've got $160 left, and now need to find some more pieces. So this piece was given to me, it was free. It's donated and I'm going to be using it for my dining room challenge. Sometimes free is amazing, and this piece is a lot of fun, but quite often when something is free it means it's going to take more work and more paint, and sometimes can be a little harder than picking up something and spending money on it. Someone obviously made this originally, and it's going to have a complete change. It's in pretty rough condition, so I'm going to be redoing it all, and even it doesn't have any drawers, so I'm going to have some fun with this piece. Stay tuned to see what I do with it. I've got the first coat on here, already looks better, waiting for that to dry. I will put a second coat on just to cover it nicely. What I have used, which I haven't used for a long time, is this one, Apothecary DIY paint. It's one of the best brands I find, especially if you're distressing back, but it's not often I get a hold of it, so when I do I enjoy it. This one I've had a long time and there was just a little bit left, but I knew it would be enough to do this piece. So when this all dries up, I'm going to put a second coat on and then work on the rest of it. I put 2 coats of the Apothecary DIY paint on, and now just distressed back, some wear and tear in the piece. As it's an old, very old, rustic, handmade piece, I wanted to really kind of distress it quite well. So I've done a lot of distressing on this piece, and I'm going to now wait for that to dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with some glaze and wax. So now this side is nice and dry. I'm going to be going in doing a little glaze. With the glaze I'm using is an aged Rust-Oleum decorative glaze, and I'm just going to put it in the edges, corners and things that way. You've got to be careful on this because I don't want it to turn brown and muddy. I'm using a very small kind of just dollar store brush. I'm going to dip it in, and then I'm just going to tap it along any edges I have. And what I find the best way I enjoy doing the glaze is just to run my fingers along So I'm pulling it down and going along. If you find you get too much, just wipe it off with a damp cloth. And as I say, you don't want it to look muddy brown, so we're just doing edges, tapping it into the edges and then pulling down, just to give that aged look. I find the corners you want to do nicely and well, and just do any kind of edge you find under here. We'll do this corner well, pull down, just pull, because that's kind of the look that I find you see. And if, as I say, if you find there's any spots that's too much, just go in with a cloth, damp cloth, and just wipe until you find what you like. And I'm just going to keep going. So I started off doing a challenge of 200 Canadian dollars and creating a room, a dining room. And I started off by buying this table and chair set that I completely redid. I bought it for $40 and you've seen what it looked like. I painted the legs, the chairs, and I stained the backs and the top and created on the top some lines to make it look like barnwood by scoring the top with a saw and using the ink and the IOD barn plank stamp. On the chairs, as I say, I did the same. I did the barnwood plank stamp on top of the stain, and then I also redid the actual covers. I used drop cloth for the material, permanent ink, and IOD stamps for the look. I went with the theme of farm because I wanted it to look farmhouse, so I went with the theme of dairy farm. So farm fresh, dairy farm is on each of the chairs, and then to do with dairy, I did the stamps, the crockery stamps that were to do with dairy. This piece I was given, you saw what it looked like, had mountings on the front. I completely painted it over with Apothecary DIY paint, and then the top of it I did with actual wood. So the paint, I distressed it back for the dark grey underneath, and then I added the aged glaze around the edges, as you see me do before, to create that old look. And if you look in closely, you can still see where the oil-based paint of the mountains were. It's still there underneath. I added some crates. I cut down the tops of the crates. I stained them dark and grey and added some stamps saying coffee beans, and then I decoupage on some coffee items I had to put on the front to create as drawers. They don't fit perfect, but that's the whole point of this very rustic piece. It came in quite badly and I wanted to go with that. So the overall, I think it looks pretty good. Very rustic if that's what you're into. And this piece could be a buffet, coffee station, drink station, however you want to put it. And you can put it in other rooms too. I just love this piece. It came out amazing. I then added some mugs. I think these came from the dollar store, so they're $1 each. And then from the thrift store, I painted up some of the pots I picked up, and most of them, these were 50 cents each, 50 cents each, and these were $1 each, already finished. And this one I was actually donated. The coffee pot itself, that is mine. I use it every day. I'm not going to add it into the cost of this, but it is mine. But I like using it as staging because I like the metal look on it. The frame here was $2. I painted it the same colour and the same style as the actual cabinet that I did, the buffet, and then I made it look a little like a chalkboard. So coffee bar open, self-serve, and then I used some more of those coffee themed paper I had and decoupaged it on. This piece I already did, I've done it in a different video. I was donated it, so again, it's hard to put in, but a little table like this you can pick up from Marketplace, thrift stores for probably 20 bucks. And then the pots here, the set of 3 was $6, and then the other pots were 50 cents each, and I painted and stamped them to go with the farmhouse theme. And I just added this piece into this dining room set because it just finished it look nice, and I thought it went with it, so you could have your coffee, tea, sugar and all that. Those items probably in the dining room would be inside here, but I wanted to show that you've got plenty of room for everything you need for your dining room, coffee bar, table and chairs. Try and give you different angles here. It's a little hard because I do have a patio window, brings in lots of light, but sometimes it whitens it out. I added some black wax to the legs to give them some definition. And then on top here, this is the board I did from the old chair. I was donated a chair. This is the seat of the chair, and the tops of the chair I made for the legs. And again, it's another farmhouse theme, and thought it went great with the farmhouse looking table. And again, these actual cups I also got from the dollar store, so they were, I believe, $1 each, $1.25 in Canada. And then these here, the creamer, the little milk bottle, and the other little pot, they were 50 cents each. I painted them up. I added the cow motif to go with the dairy, and then the plant actually was part of another set of plants, so it was $3 for the set, so let's just say this one was $1. I will cost it all up and put it at the end of this video and see how it came out. But I think this, being an overall dining room, is pretty good if you take the time to look for the perfect items, and you can go with a theme, brings it all in together of the farmhouse. Again, here is the table. This piece being my absolute favourite, I think, of this year so far. Came out amazing. I'll try and bring you down to see the sides because I love Rustic, and using the really old wood. I did put a clear coat on it on top, but just doing it so rustic the way it is, I just love the way it looks. Just nailed it on and used some wood glue as well. But here's the side of the piece. It was just made out of pieces of wood from someone that just wanted to make a little cabinet, painted it all up, put their heart into it, but unfortunately now it's donated to me, broken, sad, and obviously not in style. So we made it look rustic, go with the look of it, and it just looks, to me, it's one of my favorites. There you go. And again, this table, you've seen it before, but I thought it just looked perfect in this area. Alright, well, thanks for watching. What do you think of this? As I say, it was $200 I had to work with, and I definitely made a whole dining room look, furniture and all, from $200. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe and tell all your friends. Thanks for watching. This is Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. So doing the rough quick math that I did on this piece, the table $40, the frame $2, The pots, there was many of them, they were 50 cents each, and for each came to $3.50. The drop cloth was $10 as I only used part of a drop cloth. The small table I would say would be $20 if you were by picking one up at Marketplace or if you were just getting one from a thrift store. The crates were $10 each, and the plant for the little pot that I used was just $1. The total came to $86.50, and from 200, as you can see, there was plenty left over. You could put a picture on the wall, you could put some nice curtains, even if you picked them up from a thrift store or a Marketplace, second-hand, wash them up and put them up to the patio doors. You could even maybe pick up from Marketplace or a thrift store a rug for under the table. There's many things you could add on, plates for laying a table. There was lots of money left over. So this challenge actually was pretty quick and pretty easy. I ended up changing the challenge in my mind for the fact that I ended up loving doing some of the rustic elements in this particular piece. So just referring back to the piece I'm talking about, this one here, just love doing that. So the mind of the $200 and trying to do the challenge just actually left my head as I just enjoyed loving making this piece. I hope you love it too. Thank you. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and thumbs up. Thank you.